I have been thinking a lot about things that make me happy lately, because I feel like we all like to focus on things that don't make us happy. So I've been wanting to think about things that do make me happy. And I was making a microwave mug brownie the other day, and I thought, you know, I'm really curious if people prefer like brownies or blondies. And so then that just got me thinking on this train of thought about like this or that desserts. So I have created a this or that dessert tag. I have no idea if something like this exists on YouTube. It probably does, but I sat down and I wrote these questions on a piece of paper, and there are 15 of them. And I just wanted to share this with you because sometimes you just need, you know, like a microwave mug brownie and it makes you happy, and that's okay. So I'm gonna get into these 15 this or that dessert related questions. Okay, so the first question that I'm gonna start with is the one that made me think of this tag, and it is brownie or blondie. Now, I love a really good blondie. If I'm making a microwave mug something, I'm not gonna make a blondie because I've tried it and it just never works out, so I'll make a brownie in the mug in the microwave. But if I'm at like a dessert buffet and they have brownies and blondies, I'm probably gonna go for the blondie. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just don't want a ton of chocolate. I just want something that's a blondie. I don't know. Yeah, blondie for me most of the time. Cherries Jubilee or bananas Foster. They're both like flambéed desserts, and I'm gonna go with Cherries Jubilee. I'm not the biggest fan of bananas when they're not fresh or in banana bread. That's like how I like my bananas, is like fresh bananas that are ripe and ready to eat, or like the blackest overripe bananas in my banana bread. And that's how I like my bananas. Jello or pudding. I don't like Jello. I love pudding. I love like lemon pudding is my favorite pudding. And then there's this like caramel flavored pudding, I think, or butterscotch maybe, I don't know, but the lemon pudding is my favorite. Cool Whip or whipped cream. I like the real stuff. Either the Ready Whip in a can or the stuff you make yourself. I'm not the biggest fan of Cool Whip. I feel like it's not real stuff. I don't even know what's in it, but I have a feeling it's not stuff that's good for you. Probably similar things to what's in those like coffee mate coffee creamers. Who knows? Okay, ice cream questions. I kind of grouped all these together. Ice cream in a cone or in a bowl. I always want my ice cream in a bowl because I take forever to eat my ice cream, and I don't like it when it drips out the bottom of my cone onto like the ground or my shoe or my leg or something. I just am not the biggest fan of ice cream cones that leak, and so I always want my ice cream in a bowl, and I feel like the bowl holds more. I don't mind if you stick a cone on top, but I want it in a bowl. Ice cream plain or with toppings. Most of the time I just want my ice cream just like the ice cream. I don't want a bunch of stuff on my ice cream. Yeah, so no toppings for me. Some ice creams come with things in them, like if you go to Cold Stone and you get like stuff in your ice cream. I love that. I just don't want it on top, and I don't know why that makes a difference, but to me it does. On your sundae, cherry or no cherry? No cherry for me. I'm not a big fan of like the maraschino, like fake cherries. Don't really like those. Okay, this one I think is gonna be a little bit divisive because my mom makes what I think are the very best cinnamon rolls I've ever had in my entire life, and you can't convince me otherwise. I think they're amazing. They pull apart like cotton candy. It's amazing. And what she puts in the middle of them is fantastic. We are going to do a video on that sometime. We always make them sometime around Christmas time, so be on the lookout for that video later this year. But she doesn't put icing on her cinnamon rolls, and I don't think they need them. I don't think they need icing. Maybe I'm the only person that feels that way. So this is going to be divisive, but cinnamon rolls with or without icing, I say without. Cake or pie? I'm a pie girl. I've always been a pie girl. When I was, you know, younger, and you know how when you're like 12 years old and you plan your wedding, I wanted a pie buffet. I don't want a wedding cake. I still don't. I want a pie table. I was at a wedding last year that had a pie table and it was fabulous. And so I want one of those. I want a pie table. I don't even need a cake. I've never had like a birthday cake. I've always had a birthday pie, and for me that's pumpkin pie because I was born so close to Thanksgiving, and so pie is one of my love languages. I love pie. Fruit pie or cream pie. And I guess the cream custard pies go into the same category. And if we're gonna go there, then I'm gonna say cream slash custard pies because pumpkin pie is a custard pie. Yeah, so I'm gonna say cream slash custard pie, but I really do love like blackberry pies. I love fruit pies. I love all pies. But if I had to choose, like if I could only have one kind of pie for the rest of my life, it's gonna be pumpkin pie. Cool. Okay, so I have feelings about this question too. I have feelings about a lot of these questions. And you're not gonna offend me one way or the other if you feel completely differently. But if I'm cooking for you, you're gonna have to have it the way that I like it. But I would love to hear your opinions on these questions. But anyway, cool frosted cake or a warm unfrosted cake. So like you're at home and your mom made a cake or somebody made a cake, and do you want them to wait and let the cake cool? No, pie thing. If you let the cake cool and then you frost it, is that how you want to eat it? Or do you just want to cut it right out of the oven and put it in a bowl with a little bit of milk and eat it that way? Because that's the way I like my cake. I like, especially like chocolate cake right out of the oven into a bowl with a little bit of milk. So perfect. I don't need anything else. That's the way I want my cake. But I feel like I might probably be the only one that likes it that way too. I don't know. Homemade frosting or like a frosting out of a can. I think it's so easy to make homemade frosting, so I always go for the homemade frosting because I use it on like sugar cookies at Christmas time. I will make it like for cakes. So yeah, homemade frosting all the time. Something about the frosting out of a can just weirds me out. I don't like, how is it shelf stable? It's just weird. Sweet or tart desserts. I have found that I really prefer the tart desserts to the sweet ones. So like I will go for a key lime pie over a chocolate souffle, or like a lemon icebox pie over like a caramel toffee bread pudding, you know? So like I like the tartar things. And the next question is fruity or chocolatey, and I'm always gonna go for the fruity side. I like chocolate. It's not that I don't like chocolate, it's just not the end all be all for me. And I love fruit in my desserts. I've actually, okay, so you know how you go on the ship at like Disney Cruise Line and they have the, what I call the French menu, and they have the deep fried brie for the appetizer. I've actually ordered that for my dessert before. I loved that, it was perfect. So yeah, I don't need chocolate for my dessert. The last question, this one I'm gonna leave open-ended. Okay, so it's sort of like one of those school tests, and it's like mostly multiple choice or like true false, and then like you have the one short answer question at the end. That's what this is like. Okay, here's your short answer question. We all know that chocolate chip cookies, especially warm chocolate chip cookies, warm chewy chocolate chip cookies, are the best cookies. Okay, I don't feel like you can argue with me about that unless you're arguing for like Loft House cookies, and then it's a really close argument. But like chocolate chip cookies, warm chocolate chip cookies are just so comforting. They're just perfect, you know? What is your second favorite cookie? Because like, we're just gonna pretend, even if you don't like chocolate chip cookies, we're just gonna pretend that you do. So if you are pretending that you like chocolate chip cookies, what is your second favorite cookie? And for me, it is a white chocolate macadamia nut cookie. And I want like equal parts chocolate, like white chocolate chips and macadamia nuts. I love this cookie. I love this cookie, it's so good. Because like the macadamia nuts are not so hard that you hurt your teeth, and the cookie is always like delicious and buttery and just like tiny, teeny, tiny little bit salty. It's perfect. So that's my second favorite cookie. So that, I think, is all the questions. Yeah, so now you've learned a little bit more about me and my hard opinions on desserts. I would love to hear your feelings, your thoughts. Like, this is something that I wanted to do because it made me happy just to think about eating these things. Like, I'm salivating right now. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna start drooling any minute, but for me, it's really nice to think and focus on the positive things, the things that I like, the things that don't bring me down, you know? So I just want to focus on some of those things right now, the things that I like, and, you know, maybe even shared interests with other people. So if this is something that you want to do, I really hope that you would, you know, like, answer these questions in a comment or do the video and like let me know that you did it. So anyway, I'm gonna end this video right here. I hope you found a little bit of joy today. I know I sure did. And you guys will see me really soon.